The woman took off her clothes, put on her nightgown, deliberately opened the door, leaving a gap, then put on a pair of headphones, and prepared to give herself an essential oil massage. At this time, a young man happened to come to the door. He was deeply attracted by the scene in front of him. The woman knew that someone was peeking at her, but she didn't stop what she was doing. The boy was a little overwhelmed for a moment, so he turned and left in a hurry. Looking at the boys leaving back, the woman showed a smug smile. Mary was originally a nun. She had not found a confidant in 10 years after her divorce. Every lonely night she was alone and couldn't sleep. Just when she was on the verge of collapse, a handsome boy appeared in front of her and rekindled her hope in life. The boy not only had excellent grades, but also could play musical instruments and sing. He was a well-known celebrity in the school, which made Mary instantly. Mary was interested in Jack, so every time she returned to her room after get off work, she would turn on the computer to listen to her songs, and when she was deeply in love with her, she would express her love for her. However, on the first day of class, Mary was smiling and greeting her classmates, but she saw Jack flirting with the girls in the class. Mary was suddenly unhappy, and her face was full of jealousy, but she did not intend to let the female classmates go. She immediately changed Xiaomei's seat and let her sit in the front row to keep a distance from Jack, whom she coveted. As soon as the get-out of class was over, Mary called Jack and asked if Xiaomei was his girlfriend. Jack hesitated and told Mary that he had nothing to do with him. This answer made Mary very happy, but the next day, when Jack and Xiaomei were in love, Mary happened to meet them. Seeing him, she stopped the two of them sternly, taught Xiaomei a lesson, and then asked them to return to the class. But Xiaomei's provocative action made Mary very angry. She clutched the cross on her chest and didn't even care about the piercing of her hand. When the class was over, Mary kept Jack and said that her academic performance had declined recently, so she asked Jack to go to her room to do his homework. Then, Mary returned to the house, took off her nun uniform, put on her sexy nightgown, and then closed the door and rubbed essential oils on her body. When Jack came over and took a look, he was instantly shocked by the scene in front of him. He wanted to rush in directly, but reason finally overcame desire. Jack left in a hurry with a red face, and Mary achieved her goal. However, she was still in adolescence and ignorant. Jack tossed and turned at night and couldn't fall asleep, his mind full of the scenes he saw in the afternoon. Just when he finally fell asleep, the teacher secretly came to his room and said that she would help him with his homework. The boy got up and was about to leave in fear, but he couldn't resist the temptation of the other party, and soon fell under the teacher's pomegranate. The teacher secretly came to his room and said that she would help him with his homework. The boy got up and was about to leave in fear, but he couldn't resist the temptation of the other party, and soon fell under the teacher's pomegranate skirt. That day, Mary followed Jack back home. When he hid in the corner to eavesdrop on Jack singing, Jack's cell phone rang. He and Xiaomei made an appointment to play together tomorrow night. Hearing this, Mary was instantly angry and went back to the card event. Her obsession with Jack had become crazy, so Mary took advantage of the night to sneak into the girls' dormitory, found Xiaomei's room, secretly put the contraband in her textbook and waited for the next day. As soon as class started, Xiaomei opened her textbook and found something inside. Mary took the opportunity to say that Xiaomei violated school regulations and sent her to the principal's office. Soon, the matter spread throughout the school. In this way, Xiaomei was forced to suspend her studies. At the same time, the principal received a letter of complaint and came to Jack's dormitory to search. Sure enough, a bottle of wine was found in the room. The principal was ready to notify Jack's parents, but Mary pretended to be a good person. She hoped that the principal would give Jack another chance. After all, he was not caught in the act. As a punishment, Mary asked Jack not to go home on weekends and to do voluntary labor at school. Seeing that Jack was repairing the garden, Mary stepped forward to help. She said that the weather was too hot today and then deliberately unbuttoned her chest. The spring scenery in front of her directly made her. Jack was so thirsty that his mouth was dry. Mary had a good idea when she saw Jack's reaction. She secretly came to Jack's dormitory at night and directly expressed her admiration. Jack, who was still rational, refused immediately. After all, their age difference was too big, but Jack was obviously inexperienced. With a little move from Mary, Jack's rationality was gone in an instant, and he was immersed in the gentleness and couldn't extricate himself. In the days that followed, Mary went even further. She took advantage of Jack's absence and sneaked into Jack's dormitory. She took the clothes he had worn and felt them carefully, but all this was seen by Jack's sister, who immediately told her brother about it. Jack found it difficult to accept Mary's behavior, so he found him and broke up. Unexpectedly, Mary was crazy about Jack, unwilling to let him go so easily. Just when Mary wanted to keep Jack, Xiaomei returned to school. Seeing Jack and Xiaomei entangled together, Mary couldn't stand this scene. Mary is now extremely twisted, and she thinks Jack only belongs to her. So while Xiaomei was taking a shower, Mary rushed into the bathroom, grabbed Xiaomei's head and slammed it against the wall. Before leaving, she deliberately threw the soap on the ground, creating the illusion that Xiaomei died accidentally. In order to make Jack completely submit to her, Mary took medicine directly as a threat, and scared Jack to do artificial respiration. Suddenly Mary sat up. She was just joking with Jack. After learning that Mary did it on purpose, Jack was completely furious and told Mary that it was all his fault before, but in the future, she would never do it again. Seeing Jack's firm attitude, Mary immediately showed him a short video. It turned out that when they first made love, Mary had recorded the evidence with her mobile phone. Now, as long as the video was posted online, he would be completely finished. Jack had no better way and could only succumb to Mary's power again. Jack was angry when he returned home and told his sister everything. So the brother and sister decided to steal the video first. The next day, the priest came to the school for inspection, and the principal talked to him about Father Mary, saying that they had worked together. Through the priest's description, the principal had doubts in his heart, because the Mary he knew was completely different from the one the priest said. So the principal called Mary to the office and asked a few questions casually. Mary confessed without being asked. It turned out that the real Mary had been killed. Her purpose of coming to school was simple, which was to pursue the principal Jack she liked. She didn't want to talk to her, so she picked up her phone to call the police. In a hurry, Mary picked up the desk lamp on the table and smashed it hard on the principal's head. At the same time, the brother and sister came to Mary's room. They turned on the computer to destroy the video, but accidentally discovered Mary's true identity. The two took the evidence to find the principal, but were stopped by Mary on the way. Jack said that he had evidence of his fake identity and wanted to report him to the principal. Just as the brother and sister turned around, Mary directly injured Jack's sister. Jack immediately grabbed Mary's neck, but was knocked to the ground by a knee. Just as Mary was about to. As the murder continued, the principal appeared in time and took the weapon from Mary's hand. But Mary soon turned the situation around and wanted to send the principal away with a cross. At the critical moment, Jack took out a screwdriver and stabbed Mary. In this way, Mary fell to the ground and paid the price for her crazy behavior.